Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome back to the Moonlight Hours podcast, Christmas edition. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's a Christmas edition of the podcast. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I'm happy. This Christmas is this Saturday, and I'm so excited. I'm like really excited. Um, the build up for it hasn't been as strong this year just because like I've been on a very like my mind hasn't been fully on it, sadly. But it is this week. I'm focusing this Christmas. The fireside is blazing bright. Sorry, is gonna be great. I'm excited. I even have my Christmas sweater on. I just got this Christmas sweater today. If you know me, you know I have a lot of You Matter hoodies. The hoodie that says You Matter. And it's a hoodie clothing brand by Demetrius Harmon, aka Meech on Mars, for all you Vine heads out there. And the incredible hoodies. And he did a Christmas drop. Well, he did it like Black Fridays stuff where he had a bunch of his hoodies on sale, and he had two new hoodies, which were like a green one and a red one. And then he released a Christmas sweater. Obviously, I got the green and red one, and I got the Christmas sweater, and I expected them because normally it takes like so long for his hoodies to ship because so many people are ordering them, and it's not that big of a team. It takes so long, but I guess they had the sweaters pre-made or either they had the sweaters pre-made. Sorry. Or they just focused on these ones and sent it out because I got it fairly quickly, and I just got it today. If all you YouTube viewers out there, who are none of you because I get 0 views, here's the hoodie. I'll move my mic. It says You Matter. It says Xmas and all the gingerbread on it have a YM for You Matter, and it's so nice and so comfortable, dude. It is, oh my gosh. It's great. I did not expect it, and it fits perfectly, and it feels so nice. And it's weird because I'm not used to wearing sweaters without hoods, but this just feels so nice. It feels so nice. Cameron, you're going back off. But yeah, welcome back to the episode. We're gonna start off. I had a lot of great moments recently. Starting last week, it was the longest week leading up because I got the tickets to go watch Spider-Man like a week in advance, and I literally what's what I'm looking for here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm tired. It was just such a long week with this build up to this movie. And during the week it was obviously long at work, but I had a lot of good moments. Like I had a meeting with my boss on Friday. And we just did normal stuff and was talking and just chatting it up. And I have a coaching session tomorrow, which is coaching session is where we sit down and listen to my recorded calls that got graded. And we have 3 graded calls this month. She told me the grades, and I got my first 100 on a call, like 100%. Got everything right on a call, and that makes me really happy because it's a great way for me to finish off this year. And like I had that. Was it last week? It was the week before. Yeah, it was the week before where Spotify Wrapped came out. I had a great day off last Wednesday. It was, it was a long day, which was incredible. I beat Pokemon, finally. Pokemon, I have Shining Pearl. I beat it, which is so awesome. Because it's the first Pokemon game that I've ever legitimately beat. Like, gone through fully from start to finish. Every other Pokemon game I've played through it, but, like, I always stopped because I got bored of it. And it was like growing up, like, me being a child, I had the child version of ADHD where I couldn't focus on anything. But that's just what every child has. And then I would play, like, emulators, but I would cheat in the emulators. I would just put in cheat codes to get my Pokemon like a bunch of rare candies and then walk through walls and stuff. But this was the first time that I legitimately beat it, and it was so satisfying. It was so great. I'm still playing it. Like I'm continuing after. and it felt great. It felt great. And then Spider-Man. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna talk about that real quick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pause. What do you think this is? You think I was gonna just talk about Spider-Man without a spoiler warning? It's a no-no there, Chief. Here's your official spoiler warning. If you haven't watched Spider-Man at all, I'm gonna need you to skip to 16 minutes and 30 seconds into this podcast. You have been warned. Like I said, 16 minutes and 30 seconds. That's when I'm done talking about Spider-Man. If you haven't watched it, for your own sanity, go do it. I'm going to have, you probably just heard it, spoiler warning, just a re-emphasize spoiler warning. I'm going to put a little clip there saying, whoa, whoa, stop. And I guess it's kind of weird that I'm continuing, but we're just going to talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man, 12 out of 10. That was the best movie. That is the best Marvel movie I have watched. Honestly, in my opinion, it's better than Endgame. It is better than Endgame. Now, this is, like I said, major spoiler warning. I'm going to talk about this. Oh my gosh, dude. It's just crazy to me. Everything that happened in this freaking movie. Just peak. And it wasn't even just the fact that Toby and Andrew were in it. It wasn't just that. It's even the build up to them getting there, because they didn't get there until probably like a bit after halfway through the movie. Just the build up was phenomenal. Even without them, it was an incredible movie, and they just added on. And that movie gave us the greatest cinematic sequence ever, with all three of them swinging together. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And their banter, and not just theirs, but the villains. The villains were incredible. Seeing them interact with each other. Like, the banter interacting with everyone. Like, it was a funny movie, too, because it had those moments where, like, they were all just, like, arguing, or just, like I keep saying, banter. The banter was incredible, and that's one of the biggest things I wanted out of it. And then, randomly, I completely forgot about it until we left the theater, and I reminded my brother, and he remembered, too, how they just threw in Matt Murdock. And they just threw him in. Right there. One scene, short, simple, and just introduce him into the MCU. It's just so crazy to me, because I've always been that guy who was weird for watching the Netflix Marvel shows and liking them. I loved them. A lot of people liked the Netflix Marvel shows, but drew the line at Daredevil and Punisher. I watched all of them, and I loved all of them. Iron Fist could have had a bit of extra work, but it was incredible. It was great. It was a perfect small scene to introduce Matt Murdock into the MCU. And it was, honestly, I did not want anything else. Did not want anything else. It was perfect. Just that small little scene for him. Be like, oh yeah, Matt Murdock is here too now. And the little scene where a brick came out the window and both Spider-Man and him put his hands out, and Matt Murdock, Daredevil, he caught the brick. And obviously, Spider-Man, Peter's reflexes, Spidey sense went to grab it. He was like, how did you just do that? And Matt was just like, I'm a really good lawyer. And the fact, my favorite scene in the whole movie, if you watch it, was Andrew catching MJ. In the trailer, MJ falls off the scaffolding and she's falling, and then it shows Tom Holland jumping down to grab her, and they were so close. But then in the movie, Goblin comes in, and then everybody, like, I'm pissed off. I'm really mad. I regret going to the theater that we went to. I literally only went because a family friend was like, oh, it's my favorite theater and stuff like that, when I should have honestly ignored him. But it is true, because their seats, I gotta kind of crap on AMC for a second here. AMC seats suck. They're not meant for bigger people. Wow. Showcase, their seats are wider, and they're comfortable. AMC doesn't have that, which is frustrating, but I'll allow it. But still, Showcase, I don't know if it was just a Lowell thing, or it was just the people there, but there was no hype. There was no hype. Like, we had to whisper, because I wanted to yell at so many parts, like I did at Endgame, but nobody was doing it. there was like a group of kids like in a row in front of us who were like getting like up in arms with us, but nobody else in the theater was. And it was so frustrating. And I knew it was just like our town thing, because people like are like that. The kids in this town are like, oh, I'm too cool for this crap, stuff like that. Like I wanted to scream at all of these incredible parts. I was I was watching and honestly tearing up watching like the clips of people's recordings in the theater of those scenes and like the audience reactions. I was tearing up because I felt it. I wanted to do it so bad. Like I was like silently screaming and like jumping in my chair watching it. And then the Andrew Garfield scene where he catches MJ, gets his redemption. I wanted to sob. I wanted to sob right there, dude. The fact that he got his redemption. Oh my god. And the dark Tom Holland goes dark mode. And about to kill Goblin. And Toby, oh yeah, there's no more argument. Toby's the strongest Spider-Man because he straight up looked Tom dead in the eye while holding Goblin's glider with no ounce of. He was sturdy. He was sturdy, and it was great. And it's so sad to me. The fact they made this trilogy beautifully, if I might add. Absolutely beautiful. The fact that these three movies were his origin story. Oh my god. Wow. Just an emphatic wow. What an origin story. Literally what Tom and Andrew, what Toby and Andrew had for the first 20 minutes of their movies, they did it for 3 movies. And might I just say, wow. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I really do gotta just shout out Marvel Cinematic Universe. Shout out Kevin Feige. Y'all, wow. Beautifully done. Genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I've been saying this so much. I am so blessed to have been able to be alive, to experience each era, each phase of Spider-Man that has happened these past 20 years. With Toby, Andrew, and now Tom. And there was a scene where Tom is like, he's saying goodbye to Andrew and Toby because he's about to do the spell that makes everybody forget him. By the way, that is so sad. It is so sad that now he just has to live with the fact that everyone that knows him no longer knows him, but he knows everyone. It is so sad. Like, I genuinely feel bad. It's... wow. It's just... But it's beautiful. It is honestly beautiful because it shows his strength. And how he can just... And how much... I don't know how to put it. It just shows how, like... how much he cares. The fact that he's willing to leave everything behind, his entire life behind, and pretty much start fresh. Just to keep the people he loves safe. Which is literally just the entire, pretty much, premise of who Spider-Man is. He hides his identity to protect the people he loves. But it's kind of defeats the entire purpose. There's these 3 movies and like Endgame and Infinity War, there's 5 movies. The fact that not only does MJ know him, so does Aunt May, so does Ned, so does all of the Avengers, all of them, Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, they all know him. The Guardians of the Galaxy, they all know him. They know his identity. And like, it's just beautifully done how it's a restart and he's doing what he was supposed to be doing from the beginning. And now he has a purpose. He has a reason now to make sure that nobody knows his identity from here on out. It is honestly beautiful. And the moment that they shared when he was saying goodbye to Toby and Andrew, when they hugged, when he gave them both a hug, where he didn't know what to say. Yeah, it was the script and it was the writing, but honestly, I feel like it was genuine. Like, it was a genuine hug and a genuine thank you, because without Toby and Andrew, Tom wouldn't be where he is now. So it was like a hug, like, thank you for what you have given me, pretty much. Thank you for paving the way. Like, it's crazy. And now there's things coming out that they're like talking about making an Amazing Spider-Man 3, which if they do, I will honestly probably crap myself. I like genuinely, or pee myself. If you don't know, Andrew Garfield's my favorite Spider-Man. Here's how I think it goes. Peter was a better, I mean, Toby was a better Peter Parker. Andrew was the better Spider-Man. Tom, now, is the perfect mixture of both. And it was done beautifully, in my opinion. And Toby was robbed of his stardom at a young age because Sony's fault, took over the reins of Spider-Man 3. And Sam Raimi, who has been outspoken about this crap, hates Spider-Man 3. And they wanted to make a Spider-Man 4, bring in Mysterio and stuff. And Sam Raimi quit, and Toby was out of a job. And then Andrew making that garbage Spider-Man 3 remake, bringing in 3 villains, hyping all of them up, when only one of them was actually the big bad. And one of them was there for 2 seconds, aka Rhino. It was annoying. But Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, deserves the role of Spider-Man in his own universe. They need to continue his own universe because it was beautiful. Okay, I'm done talking about spoilers. Let me mark this down. So I know when to put the timestamp for the my note that I'm putting in. Will go 7:30. Go 16:30. Let's just go for another 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're done with that. Now we get to the actual aspect of this this podcast. Christmas. I wanted to share Christmas stories with you guys. Because I don't know, Christmas has always been a big part of my life. If you know me, Christmas has been a massive part of my life for so long. Like, I celebrate Christmas year round. I love Christmas. And it's not just like, oh, excuse me, gifts and stuff. I love it because of the joy that it brings people. The fact that a season, a day, can spark so much joy in people of all ages is honestly incredible to me. Incredible. I love it. And it sparks so much joy in my heart. It's great. And I love the fact that now that I have a job, I'm able to buy gifts for my friends, for my family, and splurge on them because they've always done it to me. Like, I've talked about it last podcast, I think, where like my love language is how people think my love language is gift giving, but it's not. It's just now that I have the opportunity to, I want to give back to those who have given so much to me. So I splurge on them, especially on Christmas. I want to give them gifts that they're going to love. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So just a quick thing. This Friday night, I'm going to have a late stream. And I'm going to be wrapping gifts. And we're going to watch some Christmas movies. We're going to watch This Christmas. And if we have time, we'll watch Polar Express as well. 2 great movies, by the way. Absolutely incredible movies. We're watching This Christmas because This Christmas is my favorite Christmas movie, and it's my tradition that every year while I wrap gifts, I watch that movie. And Polar Express just because it's iconic. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to be wrapping gifts. You're just going to watch. I'm going to have my computer set up because I work 8 to 1 on Friday. So, like, I'm going to get off of work at 1 and then set up my PC. Set it up. I'm on my screen there. I'm going to turn my monitor towards my bed. Have my camera on there as well. Or maybe, like, move my camera, put it up on a stand or something. And wrap gifts on my bed. I'll have my chair over there while watching the movie. I'll have my headset on. And I'll bring my mic over too. And so I can have my mic there and talk to you guys. But, yeah. That's pretty much the plan. I'm excited though. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And we can listen to Christmas music and stuff, and it's gonna be fun. But Christmas stories. So what should I start with? We can start with when I found out. Spoiler warning: Santa wasn't real. Um, so it was. I was probably like maybe like 6, maybe 7. Um, my older brother, Aaron, he found out because after a while, like we would be leaving cookies for Santa and stuff. Um, but then Santa started leaving letters that my mom would write, like thanking us for the stuff and thanking us for leaving carrots and stuff for the reindeer. It was so nice, and it's actually a funny story. My brother on Christmas Day, my mom, like, I guess they were talking about something, and I walked back into the room, and she was like, "Oh, so you found, so now you know that Santa's not real." And he was like, "Yeah, I was kind of suspecting it, and then I realized you write the S's, you write your S's the same on the letter." And she was like, "Oh," and I walked in, and I was like, "Wait, Santa's not real?" You know, like they just didn't pay any mind the fact that, like, I existed. And my younger brother, he was still a baby. Like he was literally like like no thoughts, empty brain kind of thing. And like I walked in and I was like, "What?" Oh, and it was great. And then after that, I was like, "Okay, I guess Santa's not real." But before that, at least, I remember so many years not being able to sleep Christmas night because I was just so excited to wake up. And like, I would remember after I fell asleep. Usually, like growing up, I would need to like go to sleep, and then I like some point during the night need to wake up to go pee, um, and then I would go pee. But those nights on Christmas when I woke up, I would wake up, and usually I'd be like groggy and stuff. I'll wake up, be groggy for like 2 seconds, and then realize it's Christmas. And then like I'll check like my old alarm clock that I had next to my bed, see that it was like 3 a.m. and like I knew that Santa would have already shown up. And then hello? Okay, so never mind. My mom's calling Caleb. Um, but I would like go to use the bathroom, and I would be, oh my gosh, I remember the joy I felt walking down those stairs and just seeing like the Christmas tree lit up with like the ornaments and the lights, and just see all of these gifts that weren't there before. I'm just like, "Oh, Santa came." I would whisper and then go to the bathroom smiling, and then come back just looking at the tree and all of the gifts and being so excited to wake up in the morning and open them all. Oh my gosh, it just felt so nice. It felt so nice. And obviously that carried over into my entire life. Um, I, 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 I don't even know, dude. I'm just every year, like I'm excited not only to open gifts, but just to like spend time with my family, like in that sort of thing. Like Christmas Eve, we don't do Christmas dinners and stuff. We do Christmas Eve dinner, where it's called Noche Buena. I've already mentioned it before. Um, my little brother just texted me saying, "Come decorate the tree." I'll say in a minute. But we, sorry, space out. Um, I love giving gifts. Jesus Christ, kid, 1 second. Terribly sorry for that. Lord, he called me after I texted him. Literally texted me a split second later, called me. I hate when people do that. Sorry. Christmas. um, we celebrate on Christmas Eve. We have a big dinner, and Christmas Eve dinners are always the most fun because it's just like a bunch of tomfoolery, saying stories, dying laughing, and it's just a lot of fun. And then like we all go to like our respect, whatever place parts of the house. So, like my little brother will probably like go to sleep. Um, well, now he knows Santa doesn't exist, and he has gifts of his own that he wraps. But I think he's done wrapping his gifts, so he goes to sleep. My mom stays up in the dining room and kitchen, and without fail, this happens every year. We'll be wrapping gifts, get too tired, and then give me the rest of her gifts to wrap. And then I'll finish wrapping them because I don't go to sleep. I'm good with sleep. But yeah, it's great. What other stories do I have? Oh, I can explain. Back when I didn't have a job, the gifts that I would get, I would only get gifts for, excuse me, my brothers. I would just get them snacks. So I'd get like my brother Aaron like 2 cases of Pepsi and wrap it and give it to him. I'll give Caleb like his favorite candy or his favorite chips, something like that. And I do that every year. And I do that now that I have a job. I do that along with the stuff that I have this year. So this year, I'm probably going to be giving my Caleb, my younger brother, I'm probably going to be giving him a case of Waterloo sparkling like seltzer water, whatever it is, because he likes that. I'll give him that, and I don't know what I'm going to get my older brother. I don't know what I'm gonna get him. Last year I got him a bunch of fruit punch, like Arizona fruit punch. Dang, I don't know what to get him. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna get him something. And also, everybody's getting $20 GoPuff gift cards. If you don't know what GoPuff is, delivery service, like grocery store delivery service. No, like convenience store delivery service, pretty much. It's great doing that. And last year, last year I got him in Arizona. I got Caleb sweet tarts, sweet ropes, and we do joke gifts. Said it last time. I'm getting my mom. I'm gonna just do a tradition now. Last year I got my mom a witch mask for her joke gift because she's a witch and she's doing like witchy stuff. So I just did it as a joke. I'm just gonna continue it and keep getting her more and more realistic masks. So I got another witch mask this year. What am I doing? I'm just talking about gifts, and I gotta talk about stories. Well, I can talk about the worst Christmas I've ever had. It sucked. It was, I want to say 4 years ago. It did not feel like Christmas at all. And like, even it's not just like, oh, I'm being ungrateful and stuff like that. No, it's like my entire family. Like we acknowledge that Christmas sucked. So we opened gifts in the morning. It was fine. Honestly, don't even remember what I got that year. But then family came to visit. Now, this was family on my mom's side. Very negative energy. No good comes from them. And they were there to visit my grandfather, who passed away like the year after. And they have caused nothing but stress and anger. So they came to visit him. I don't know why they came on Christmas Day. And I remember that day vividly because they broke one of my mugs. And I was pissed. And the entire time, I had to keep my dog, Loki, in my room. So I was up there dying of allergies because I can't be around him for too long, especially in an enclosed space, because I'm allergic to dogs. But like, it's bearable with him. I think it's because he has hair instead of fur. But I still get allergies if I'm around him for too long. So I was dying of allergies. I was like dealing with him having this massive anxiety because he wants to go downstairs with all these random people, not because he wanted to meet them, but more because he wanted to protect my mom, because he's very he's guard dog on my mom. And these people just like came in, ruined Christmas, because literally went from us wrapping gifts to us having to clean up as fast as we can for them to come, and my mom had to like get dressed up and deal with them for like 4 hours, 5 hours. And then like we didn't do anything. Like, it was just not Christmas. Like, it didn't even look like Christmas outside. It was like pretty warm, actually. It just sucked. And like, we all acknowledged it after they left. Like, even now, like, we talk about how much of a cloud of like negative energy and like bad juju came through the door when they showed up. And it was just a thick just weight, and it was gross, and it just sucked that year. It wasn't a Christmas. Like, Christmas is my favorite holiday, and the build-up is incredible, but the build-up was killed by that, and it sucked. But then obviously, like, years before that, years after that, Christmas has always been incredible in my household, because we just have a grand old time, honestly. What else? I don't have a best Christmas. Honestly, if I'm being honest. No, actually, the best Christmas is the first Christmas I had when I was living in Jersey. We celebrated Christmas here in Massachusetts, but like, it just felt 1,000 times better given the fact that I hadn't seen my family frequently in so long, because I still saw them like every other weekend. But like, it felt great because I was home for the holidays, and it just made it that much better. I just felt very happy that year, and I was full of joy. It felt great to be not just with my family and my house, like not in Jersey, but it just made Christmas feel 1,000 times better. I don't know how to describe it, but it was great. And I don't know what the best gift I've ever received was. I don't know the worst. I don't get bad gifts. I love all the gifts that my family gives me. I really do. Because I know there's thought behind it, besides the joke gifts. Even the joke gifts I appreciate because there's thought behind the joke gifts. It's the same thing with like my family. With the ones that I give. It's great. I'm just really excited for Christmas this year. Because I've just been so stressed at work. I wouldn't even say stressed. I'm not stressed or burnt out. I'm just pissed. I've just been so tired of work. And I have a week off next week, which is incredible. And my birthday. I'm going to be drinking next week. I'm excited. But, yeah. Life's great. I don't really know what else to talk about. I just want to talk about Christmas. Because Christmas is great. It's a great time. And not even just Christmas. Just the holidays. Just the holidays in general. Honestly. It's great. That's really all I wanted to talk about. We can do Am I the A-hole, but now that I'm here, I'm probably going to see if there's like a Christmas stories subreddit. Because that would be cool. Share your crappy Christmas. Tell me your funniest, heartwarming, or worst. We'll do... That's just sad. Best Christmas stories of years past. Let's see this. I'll probably... So because I have some Am I the A-holes lined up. I'll read like some of them. I'll probably read like one, maybe two. Let me just see. No, I'm not going to do that one. No, I'm not going to do that one. Yeah, I'll read this one. This one, we're going to read this, and then we're going to read some Christmas stories to lighten the mood after. So we're going to drop the mood. Am I the a-hole? Told my husband his dad will never be allowed alone with our future children. Valid. I was going to post this on Friday when everything happened, but I waited to see if my husband and I could come to an agreement. We didn't, so here I am. I, 29 female, my husband, 29 male, have been together for 8 years. My husband is incredible until it comes to my father-in-law. When my father-in-law first met me 8 years ago, he asked me if I'd ever been to a gym. I was 5'2", 116 pounds at the time. Before I could even answer, he proceeded to lecture me on my weight. 2 years later, I stopped birth control and go back to my pre-birth control weight of 100 pounds. My father-in-law routinely expresses dissatisfaction with my body. My current weight is 100 pounds. I do not diet. I've never been anorexic. I've recently become vegetarian for the first time in 8 years. Have been having smaller portions when I go over because the dishes are meat heavy. My mother-in-law is amazing, and I started to make some vegetarian dishes, but I never asked for her to do so and offered to help with cooking. Father-in-law calls me disrespectful for not eating the meat she's cooked. She'll defend me, and then he'll go off on me that I don't have a womanly figure and I look, quote-unquote, sick. So to recap, I was too fat for him in the beginning, and now I'm too skinny. He goes out of his way to upset me. I have learned over the years to not engage, but he'll go to great lengths to get a reaction. He once faked giving me COVID before I was to go home for my dad's birthday because he thought it was funny. I burst into tears and asked why he'd have my husband and I over for dinner if he had COVID. He yelled at me that I was too sensitive before revealing it was a joke, quote unquote. I was too sensitive. It was a joke, quote unquote. Sorry for the super long tangents. Anyway, back to Friday night. Father-in-law starts antagonizing me per usual, but this time I had enough. I started snapping back. It all came to a head when he let my dog outside where there was a raccoon in the backyard. I asked my husband to close the door since raccoons can be carriers of rabies. Father-in-law then opens the door and encouraged her to interact with it. I eventually got her inside, but I was furious. I thanked my in-laws for dinner and announced we were leaving. So on to the Am I the A-hole part. I'm not pregnant, but we're planning on starting a family very soon. Given that my father-in-law loves to antagonize me so much that he had no issues in endangering my dog, I told my husband that when we do have kids, his dad is never allowed to be with them. especially if we have a daughter, given his tendency to criticize my body. Husband supports me wanting to go low contact, but is upset that I refuse to let our future kids ever spend the night at their grandparents' house or freely interact with father-in-law. I love my mother-in-law. She can interact with our future kids on her own. I know this is all the future, but am I the for wanting my father-in-law to know that his crappy behavior has both present and future consequences? Edit, my husband supports my plan for us to move to my hometown in a couple of years away from his parents, which is why he feels I should compromise by not limiting father-in-law's exposure, since it won't be a frequent thing. Also, I do not give permission for this to be reposted anywhere else. You're not the a-hole. Um, your concerns are your concerns are valid. Um, your husband is needs to kind of, if he's been letting this happen for years, he needs to do a check of himself. But that, yeah, you're not the a-hole, Shinnikums. You good. Keep your head up. We're gonna do Christmas stories now. um, so I'm just kind of just scouring the internet, seeing like cute Christmas stories. It's just short ones. I always slept in my little sister's room on the floor. Oh, let me just preface this. This is one of the best Christmas stories of years past. I always slept in my sister's room on the floor on Christmas Eve, because when we were little, I didn't want to be awoken by Santa coming on the main level of our house. On Christmas morning, we'd wake up early and wait on the stairs until my dad went downstairs and got his camera ready and said it's okay to come down. Best Christmas memory ever. Now that I'm moved it and married. What? Now that I've moved out and married, I guess I did put it. My sister still misses when I used to sleep in her bedroom on Christmas Eve. That's cute. That's actually valid. I feel like that I felt the same way because I would wake up at like 6 or 7 a.m. on Christmas, and my family wouldn't be awake. Like, I would be the only one awake. And I'd like knock on my mom's door, be like, "It's Christmas, and we gonna go open gifts." And she's like, "It's too early, go back to bed." I'm just like, "Okay," and I would just literally just sit in my bed and wait for someone else to wake up so I can go downstairs with them. And then I would hear like my grandma or like my older brother like move and wake up, and then we go downstairs together. And then that started it. That happened. That happened a lot when I was younger. Moving on. Last year I had no money for a tree or anything. I sold all my records just to buy a couple quote unquote Santa gifts for my son. My working hours were cut from full time to barely working the month prior to Christmas. So I was barely making enough to feed myself, let alone room for extra. I went to the local food bank to get a small amount of food when the director noticed my real needs. She ended up not only getting me the regular amount of food for the month, but proceeded to provide a full Christmas dinner for my child and I. She then somehow got my information to a local chapter of the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army came to my aid on the eve of Christmas with a tree, gifts for both myself and my child, and just a little extras, including 2 stuffed stockings. I cried out of joy so intensely and have been ever grateful. I've since given time to local food banks and try to donate anything, and everything when possible. That is beautiful. Right when he said I cried out of joy so intensely, I kind of like had like that little because I was like, oh, that's so cute. That's I'm so happy for you, honestly. What's, what's the most effed up NSFW Christmas stories? Absolutely not. Um, let me just look up. Like, can I do wholesome? I want wholesome. I don't want crappy ones. Wholesome Christmas story. That's just a meme. Dear Santa, why is your operation located at the North Pole? I'm guessing cheap elf labor, lower environmental standards, and tax breaks. Is this really the example you want to set for us impressionable kids? My plan is to put him on the defensive before he considers how good I've been. Okay, valid. Um, night, I think, like me. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Boom, boom, boom. There's no more wholesome Christmas stories, dude. Come on. Give me some more. Give me some more. I'm Christmas. Oh, a wholesome Christmas story by Oblong Carrots. So I spent Christmas Day alone as I live far away from my parents. All my best friends live in different cities, and my ex, who I normally spent Christmas with in the past, had left me a couple months prior. As with most of the latter part of this year, I've been feeling suicidal and truly worthless all day, and was gearing up for getting trashed and going for a walk in the dark, which I wasn't sure was going to end well. Out of the blue, I got a message from an old friend from university, that I'd bumped into a few days ago um, telling me is what you meant to say there, telling me he was near my flat, this is a Brit, and had something for me. We've been talking the other day about plans for the holidays, and I mentioned that due to work and lockdown restrictions, I'd likely be spending the day alone. So him and a few other friends had put together a package of snacks, beer, and a portion of their own Christmas dinner, and dropped it off to me. I suffer from pretty severe depression, and part of that is I have absolutely zero interest in food anymore. I plan on going without eating that night, but let me tell you, that was one of the best meals I've eaten in years. I was honestly speechless from the kindness of these guys, and it had changed what had been one of my lowest points in the year to one of my happiest. For friends that I don't see or speak to as much as I should, I truly feel blessed that they were thinking about me. If you happen to read this, guys, just know you saved my life from some pretty dark crap last year, and I can't put into words how much that means to me. That's great. Check in with your pals these coming weeks. Even the smallest acts of kindness can go a long way. Stay safe and wear your masks. Wow, that was beautiful. I'm happy for you. Honestly, like... Christmas is just such an incredible holiday. Like, I'll finish it off here and just want to... I know for a lot of people, Christmas can be a pretty lonely time. I know for me, I've always had my family with me every Christmas, but I always felt like, obviously, like I'm a simp. I'm lonely. I want a girlfriend, and that I hate seeing those TikToks and stuff. But there's people who are genuinely lonely, genuinely alone, like orphans in the world who have no parents to spend Christmas with, no parents to like have a Christmas tree and a Christmas dinner with. They just have to do it in the orphanage, and like kids and people who are just alone on Christmas because they have nobody else. And my heart, honestly, like all I can really, my heart goes out to them. I Christmas is should be a time for happiness and joy and jolly good times and being merry and stuff. And honestly, I guess this is a message, like if you have anyone in your life who is feeling down these holidays or are going to be alone, reach out to them. Let them know that they're loved and that you're thinking about them, because honestly, that is a better Christmas gift than you can get for most. Like that's the best thing. Show an effort. But that's all for me. Thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate the support. Peace and blessings, love and happiness. Stay safe, stay happy, stay sane, stay hydrated. Stay safe these holidays. Don't get too crazy. Enjoy your family time if you have family. Enjoy whatever you have, because Christmas is a time to be happy. And I just want you all to be happy. Stream Christmas. I'm going to be streaming Christmas Eve. Oh, I also forgot. I'm also probably going to be streaming Christmas Day. Like I said, we all go to like our own corners of the house on Christmas Day. So like once we open gifts, I'm free. So I'm probably just going to be streaming. Probably do some Minecraft. Going to be doing some GTA, Christmas GTA, because that's fun. So if you want to join me then, show up. Pull up. I'll be there. But yeah, Christmas Eve night, gift wrapping, Christmas movie stream. We're just gonna have fun. We're just gonna have fun. But I digress. Like I said, peace and blessings, love and happiness. Stay safe, stay happy, stay sane, stay happy during these holidays, Christmas. I love you all. Merry Christmas. Bye.